Hello there, welcome in. Continuing with Elder Scrolls Random Madness today. I am the Astounded Catfish. Astounded that you're watching if you are. So thanks for joining in. So yeah, it's if you've never seen this Random Madness stream before, I play through all the Elder Scrolls games and kind of randomize the characters, the tasks, everything. And I actually do this for fun. This is the way I normally play these games. You know, I kind of find that the open world games are almost overwhelming in what you can do. Not so much these early games, but the later games for sure. The amount of things you can do is almost overwhelming sometimes. So I actually like to just randomize, to just remove the burden of choice. I think there's actually a push going on right now that's sort of like towards linear games, more restrictive games. And I think that's because there's been so many open world games, and I think people are actually feeling fatigued by the burden of choice. And so, for me personally, I like the randomization. If only to keep the game fresh, it forces me to play the game a different way, offers some new challenges. And so I'm going to play through them all. I'm going to go through Arena first, which is currently where I'm at, and then it'll be Daggerfall. Just the main games. I'm not going to do Battlespire and Redguard. Those are very different gameplay wise. Then Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, and who knows, by the time I finish Skyrim, maybe they finally release Elder Scrolls 6, which I think is going to be in Hammerfell, but we'll see. I think Hammerfell would be cool. All right, let's get the game going. And yeah, Arena came out in 1994, so the Elder Scrolls is 32 years old. Is that my math right? No. Yeah, that's right. I think. Yeah, gotta be. Okay. Skyrim is gonna be 15 years old in November, which is incredible. Incredible on a couple levels, because I think it's almost insane to me that they have not come up with a new one for 15 years. And it's gonna be more than that. I don't think it's coming out this year. Elder Scrolls 6, I mean. But 15 years, like, it means if you were born, you know, let's say you were like 3 when Skyrim came out. You're only just graduating high school now. And you still haven't seen another Elder Scrolls game. To you, it's like the only Elder Scrolls game that's ever been. That's a huge gap. That gigantic gap. Okay, I was like, what am I doing? Got to randomize a task, so bring up the wheel. And yeah, this is what I do on these things. Arena doesn't have too many different types of tasks. There are like 5, I think. Daggerfall is going to be a lot more complex. And then, of course, the more modern games are going to be even more complex with all the factions and stuff like that. Alright, starting things off pretty easy with a miscellaneous quest here. And so I mentioned this before on other streams, but there's only really 2 types of miscellaneous quests in the game. They're either the They're either given to you by like a tavern owner, and it's usually just a point-to-point within the town. Go here, retrieve this item, come back. Very easy stuff. But it gives you a little bit of gold and it gives you a little bit of experience. And the second type is given to you by the king or queen of the town that you're in, town or city. And we are in Newmare Walk Elsewhere. Those quests are... Oops. Yeah, there we go. Those quests are a little bit more involved. These can be like dungeon delving usually, or rescue missions, types of things like that. And they offer a lot more gold. So it'd be interesting. There can only be one type at a time that you can get. So kind of find out quickly here. Just go and ask somebody about rumors and work. Here we go. Didn't hear from me, but go check out the Devil's Golem in the Southwest if you think you might be interested in a delivery job. Devil's Golem, can you tell me where that is? Southwest, okay. I don't think this is it. Usually if you're close enough, they will add it directly to your map. They'll be like, you're so close, let me just add it to your map. There it is. If this package isn't at the Flying Ogre by the end of the day, I think my life is going to be worth a copper. 220 gold. Flying Ogre. The tavern names are kind of funny in the game because they're not randomly generated, but they are, I guess, procedurally generated from lists. And so they can kind of have some funny names. Flying Ogre. Southeast. There it is. The barman's the only guy that you can really interact with in this in any tavern. And that's it. And once you get your money, that's it for the quest. They're trying to give me another one, but I'm not going to accept it. Although if I get another one in the randomizer, maybe I should just randomize. Just in case, because if I get one, I don't want to refuse this one. Nope, it's going to be a random dungeon. Alright. So I'm going to refuse your quest. And where's the town gate? I think it might be the southeast. Yeah. So in Arena, there isn't any named dungeons. So that's why the random dungeon is a quest or a task. In later games where we have named dungeons, specific locations, then I'll put those in there and we'll randomize which one to go to. But this game, they just appear randomly as you walk and wander the vast wildernesses. Can wilderness be pluralized? Or is it just wilderness? Can you have more than one wilderness? How do you get out of here? There we go. I don't know if I've ever seen that, where you have like a walled town outside the town like that. I've played this game many hours, and I still see new things. I think this might be a dungeon. No, that looks like that's an inn, I think. It's a weird looking one, though. So the way that you find the dungeons is usually just go to your map here, and it's kind of sensitive. Like, really sensitive. I think it's because my cycles are really high on DOSBox. And you just kind of scan looking for a red dot, which signifies a door. Let's see one there. They do have roads, which is more than Daggerfall had. But Daggerfall you can get from one town to another if you're willing to be patient and actually... There's a dungeon. If you're willing to be patient and walk the many, many miles to get to a new place. This game, it doesn't matter how long you decide to walk, you'll never get to another place. The wilderness is infinite around each town. The only way to do it is to fast travel if you want to get to a new place. Yeah, this is a dungeon. So let's save, dungeon start. Make sure I'm shielded or anything like that. Yeah, I'm shielded. Alright. Treasure. My character's not in need of gold or treasure, really, although you never know, like, amulet. Like, it's the magic items that... Okay, that was weird. This guy cast a spell at me and then he died. Did I have, I think I have spell reflect on. So that's awesome. So one of the spells that I made... So I have one that shields me. That's against, like, physical damage. And then I have Shalador's Mirror spell here, which is spell reflection. So if he casts a spell at me, there's a chance that it gets sent right back to him, and that's probably what happened. Ended up killing him. So those two magic effects combined can make a mage pretty much unstoppable. So that's why mage, especially late game, is a very fun class. I don't know why I'm doing this. So if you go up and down steps, I just did this out of habit, but if you go up and down steps, it adds to the treasure piles each time because the game doesn't have anything that clears memory that way. And so it's sort of an exploit to do that. And I usually do it at the beginning of the game to get some decent treasure. But I was doing it out of habit there. I don't actually need the treasure. But magic items are nice, like this mark. If you've never played Arena before, it's very important that if you go and give it a try, that you pick a magic class. And usually one that isn't so restrictive. So mage is very powerful late game, but it can be very difficult early. So I don't necessarily recommend a mage if you've never played the game before, but I wouldn't pick a thief character, like a thief class, like acrobats and assassins and those types of characters. There isn't any stealth in the game, so they don't really get too much of an advantage. And those classes do not have magic, so it can be very difficult to play the game. You're very restricted in what you can do based on your class, and so I would recommend, if you've never played the game before, to use a spell sword. I think that's probably the easiest class to play as. You can wear a lot of different armor types, and you get magic, and you can use a lot of different weapon types. This is one of the least restrictive classes, and it's not weak in any sense that allows you to learn the game. The Spell Sword is still a very powerful class, even with a seasoned player, so to speak. But it can be difficult. The beginning of the game can be difficult, and I think if you've never played an Elder Scrolls game and you go in there and you're like, ooh, I want to be a thief, that sounds fun, you can very easily walk away from the game feeling like this game sucks. I can't do anything. Ooh, a troll. I'm gonna cast a spell at him. It's bracers. Okay, I'll use that. I think that's a magic spell. See, I don't know why he's jiggling. Usually if you kill a troll by magic, it stays down. If you kill it by physical means, then it will regenerate. And usually when it jiggles like this, it's like it's trying to regenerate. But it doesn't say that it's regenerating, so... Oh, hello. The arena likes to spawn enemies like right on top of you too, so that can be a little bit tough. I think I already went there. Place just has a bunch of rooms. I think my shield's down. Yep. Bring that back up. So you can make custom spells, and I made one that's called Jamage. That's like a really strong damage health spell. And then I have one called Strong Bad, and that's my shield spell. It's stronger than the default game one. I use up a lot of my magic, though, to cast it. Alright, not much in here. Oh, wow. Things just keep spawning in here. And I think the higher level you are, the more likely enemies just sort of randomly spawn in dungeons like this. Ooh, a basement? Jail cells? One of the things that you can do in this game and in Daggerfall is if you can't pick a lock, you have the option to bash the thing open, which it does hurt the weapon. It does damage the weapon. But at least you have the ability to do it. In the modern Elder Scrolls games, if you can't pick a lock, you can't get in it. I kind of like the idea that you can bash something open. It feels like an RPG should have like multiple ways of accomplishing different tasks. I think that's what makes it fun. Like, there are some mods that I have for some of the newer Elder Scrolls games that do give you that option. But of course, it comes with some like trade-offs, right? Like if you're sneaking around and you're trying to get in a place, you can bash it open, but it's more likely to make noise and people are going to notice and come running and see what the hell you're up to. But if you're a thief, you can do that. You can pick the lock and it's remain stealth. I like that. I think that's a cool trade-off. Yeah, I think we're done with this place. Alright, time for a new randomly generated task. Switch over to the wheel. And looks like we're going back to town. Well, that's close. Very close, but it's going to be another town quest. I guess I don't have a reputation in this town yet, like we did in the other one, where the king or queen gives you a quest. Alright, so they go back to town, open up this map. This is the only game that has, the only Elder Scrolls game that has all the provinces of Tamriel in it. Which is really cool. They're obviously not like super detailed, but they're there. You can go and visit them. Elder Scrolls Online appears to have them all, but and they have them in a lot bigger detail, but that's a different kind of game. So as far as main Elder Scrolls games, this is the only one that has the entire Tamriel. Unless Elder Scrolls 6 has it. We'll see. I think that's almost too big, honestly. I'm looking for work. Go out to the Flying Ogre. Alright, I do know where that is. Yeah, I think, if you're going to give it the same detail of like Skyrim, that's just too big of a game, I think. I think there is like a magic size when it comes to games. Oh, I was hoping I could sneak by this. I do need to check the map though. There's the Mages Guild. I went too far, didn't I? Flying Ogre should be... Oh, that's all the way down there. I did get some items in that dungeon. Let's see. Most of which I can't use as a mage. I'm limited to only a staff or a dagger. Let's see what this mark does. Bracelet of Speed is kind of nice. It's another ebony belt. That's it. Nope. If you right-click the locations, it'll add them to your map, which is a really nice feature, actually. Especially when you're doing a lot of these town quests that ask you to go to certain places. You don't want to have to ask over and over again where the place is. A surpassingly wealthy person called Fashima nervously draws you aside as you approach the bar. They tell me you're called Catfish. No shit. If you're as tough as you look, I know a way of you to get a quick 176 gold. This important letter I have was supposed to be at the Practical Provisions yesterday, and if it's not there by... things could get real nasty. Someone will give you a reward if you go there. Okay, Practical Provisions. which works out because that's a shop and I need to go to one anyway. It'd be great if it was this one. Nope. Where is Practical Provisions? Southwest. This one? Yep. Enjoy your 176 gold reward. You've earned it. Okay, I want to sell some crap. So, Mithril Pauldron, can't wear that. Plate helmet. And those are the things that make like a character that can wear plate armor so powerful in the game. Is every single piece of that armor can be enchanted, whereas a mage can't even wear the armor at all, so it's a lot less pieces. I don't need this. I don't need a mace. 7 gold for that. Longsword, 11 gold. And I think I can get rid of this. And this. They're not identified. You can't identify items on your own. You have to take them to the Mages Guild to do that. But a lot of times you can figure out what they are just by looking at, like... Where the hell's the door? Okay. A lot of times you can figure out what the item does just by using it, and so you don't necessarily have to get it identified to know if it does something nice. Like this crystal apparently does like a shock magic or something like that. I don't know what the Brazers does. Pick a spell target. Well, I don't want to pick one. Cancel that. Save, and we need a new task. So really the main quests are going to be like the biggest, longest type of tasks you have in the game. And the artifact quests, I guess, as well, but once you have an artifact, you can't get another one. So I typically only have one of those per playthrough. But you never know. If that I have a ring right now that's an artifact, it can break or disappear on me, so... Alright, we're going to the wilderness again. It was close. So the next part of the main quest is to go to Valenwood. Did I go the wrong way? I thought it was southwest. The door was. That's southeast, isn't it? Yeah, the next part of the main quest is Valenwood, where you gotta find the Elden Grove. I do like that the Elder Scrolls Online... I'm not like a huge MMO person, but I think it's a good game. It's just a different kind of game. But the world building that they've done is really nice, and they've tied in a lot of things, especially from this game, like certain epic locations that are in this game. They've brought to more detail and more life in the Elder Scrolls Online. So even if you don't like the MMO, it's like what they've done as far as how nice it looks and being able to visit these iconic places. It's very cool. And one of those, I think, is the Elden Grove. I think that one is in there. At least Elden Root, the town, I think, is in there. So it's like a town in the trees. Or built out of trees and things like that. This game, well, it has like everything. It has the entire Tamriel. Everything pretty much looks the same. Not a whole lot of detail. Alright, looking for that red dot somewhere. Oh, there's 2 of them. To the southwest. You can walk through fences and stuff. You can't walk through trees, though. You can get stuck on trees. Okay, so this is like 2 dungeons, but 2 different doors. We'll do this one, which is the more northernly one. Check my shield. Yep. Always save it before I go in places. The game is like... The Arena is probably the least buggy Elder Scrolls game ever. But it does have like memory issues and stuff like that. If you play it long enough in one sitting, you'll start seeing some weird stuff. And so I do like to save it just in case. It has crashed on me very few times, but it has crashed on me from time to time. Nothing like the newer ones, though. It's also like the one Elder Scrolls game that really can't be modded. There's a couple of things you can do with DOSBox as far as like quality of life improvements. I have a key remapper that allows me to use like WSAD, which is nice. The original game used arrow keys and then like some very odd key combinations just to jump. Like you had to hit like shift and J. Like you couldn't, it's very difficult to do that. Just weird stuff like that. So the key remapper makes the game a lot more enjoyable. So I recommend that as a must-have, basically. But other than that, I have something that like increases the cycles of the game and keeps it smooth on DOSBox if you're playing that way. If you're playing on original hardware, you won't have that problem. I like to play the CD version of the game. I think a lot of Arena fans prefer the DOS version of the game. There's not a whole lot of difference, but the DOS version may run slightly better. I guess they're both DOS. There's the floppy disk version and there's the CD version. And I think the floppy version has MIDI music, which some people prefer. This one has like audio file music, so it's probably a little bit less good. But it has like voice dialogue as far as the protagonist or the antagonist of the game. And it has like an ending cutscene. There's a couple of things, but what does that say? Honor? Okay. If you've never played the 2 earliest Elder Scrolls games, the way that you swing weapons or use weapons in the game is you right click the mouse and then move it. So like kind of hold it here and then like that. So if you hold down the right mouse button and kind of go like this, that swings the weapon around. And I think that style sort of, I don't know if it started with Ultima Underworld, but that was the style that I think Ultima Underworld used, and I think that was like the main influence for this game, as far as controls go. Alright, so these random dungeons aren't big, at least the ones that I'm coming across. But the wheel is giving me a lot of them. Oop. Not load my wheel. Oh no. Refresh. Is the site down? Checking. Site's not down, but it's not like it's like the connections aren't working. Alright, so I got the wheel up on my screen. Hold on a second. Let's just do it this way. Main quest. Okay. I don't know why that's not working. Keep that up though. I don't know if I'll need it next time. So this is Selene's Web. Just a warning that if you have arachnophobia, this has a lot of spiders in this dungeon. Not that the spiders look like too menacing in the game, but I always have a randomizer. I'm not gonna panic. So even if that didn't work, I have backup things to use. There are ways to randomize. Alright, so we're going to Valenwood. No, that's the Imperial City. I'm not going there. And I'm going to the city of Elden Root. And I need to talk to the Queen. But it's nighttime. So I need to find an inn. You can get attacked in the towns at night, so that can be a little bit dangerous. I won't get attacked with this monk, though, but I can ask him where the nearest inn is. Southwest. And I swear the game put, like, these statues here. Oh. So now I'm getting attacked. There's been many a time where I've been walking in the towns at night and, like, you turn around and you get this and you think it's an enemy and I'm like, ugh, trying to smack the statue, and then I realize, oh, it's just a statue. And I think they did that on purpose. I think they put those there on purpose to scare you. And it worked. I need a room for the night. No, I don't want a quest. And I'm gonna sleep on the bar. I don't need to sleep too long. 5 hours. Spiders get a bad rap. I don't like spiders. But I don't have arachnophobia. I remember there was this stupid movie that came out, and I say stupid, I'd never seen it, but I'm assuming it's stupid. But it was called Eight-Legged Freaks, and like the guy in the commercial for the movie just like screams, "Eight-Legged Freaks!" And I'm like, that's a movie that I would not watch. Not because of spiders, but because of that guy. Alright, so we're asking this lady where the Elden Grove is, because that's where the staff piece is, and she's like, we know, but we're not going to tell you unless you help us out. So, she's like, one of our greatest lore master found bodies of our people sucked dry of all fluid. That's because of the spiders, and the spiders are being controlled by someone named Celine. And we need to go and steal her life force, which I guess is in some sort of jewel. Yes, I will go get that. I think it's weird that the spiders would suck people's bodies of all fluid and not eat the bodies. Do spiders do that with, like, insects? Do they bother not to eat them? Do they just suck all their juice? Okay, so Celine's web. It's interesting that her life force is in a jewel. I feel like they hint at that on purpose because, well, spoilers, the final part of the main quest has you touching the Staff of Chaos that you rebuilt to what I think it's called the Jewel of Fire or something like that, which ends up being the bad guy's life force, and I guess touching the staff to his life force kills him. And he melts. And there's a cutscene where he melts that's actually pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of watching people melt, but that guy melting is kind of cool. Alright, am I shielded? Am I all good to go here? Because I'm going to encounter a lot of spiders. Dungeon start. I like melted cheese. Alright. Light. So when I play these games, it's not necessarily a speed run, but I do play them sometimes pretty fast. Just because I know where to go. As I turn around and forget where to go. What I'm looking for, I would say is a key, but I don't know if I need the key. I don't think I need the key. I'm a mage. I don't need keys. Spider. Not going that way. There's a ghost and I don't want to deal with him. Right. You see a door with a golden lock. And we're just gonna do something called Pass Wall, which is a spell that'll destroy walls, and just go around it. I don't need no keys. And I'm gonna go ahead and destroy some other walls. Well, you can destroy 3 with each cast. Oh, look at that. There's a Minotaur. Just dancing over there. Dancing, dancing. The spell's really weak. I should just go over there and dispatch him with the staff. That'd be easier. Here we go. Spiders. Oh. Cast my shield again. Okay, so the place where the life forces that Joel is in here, I don't think Passwell will work here, but I can try it. Otherwise, I gotta go on a key delve. Try pass wall. Failure. Yeah, they won't let me do it. So you have to go and get the key. Which is in this place that's called Training Room or something like that. I think it's to the south, though. Yeah, I don't think this is the right way. Maybe it's to the east. I think it's to the east. Yeah, danger training area. Where there's more spiders and a bunch of rooms. Paralyzed me. All these spiders. Gained a level, though. Level 12. I think at this point I better start investing in willpower. So even though I haven't encountered too many magic enemies, having magic defense is going to be incredibly important late game, and so no time like the present to invest. And update this to level 12. Killing all those spiders, you get all experience. And there's more, and they keep paralyzing me. But I'm prepared. I came prepared. Oh, see, there's a wraith. staff is broken, but I have a backup. Told you I came prepared. Alright, I think that Wraith knocked down my shield, and I'm almost out of magicka, so I think I gotta start resting here. Alright, I'm gonna save it before I go in here, because there's barbarians in here, I think. There's the key. Get the key and go out of here. Oh, the game crashed. The game crashed. Here I was saying it's rare. I'm glad I saved it. Now, which one did I save it? Dungeon 3? Nope. Dungeon 2? It was Dungeon 2. Okay. That's why you save. Alright, I got the key. Jumping out of here. There's the barbarian. Alright. We're gonna go magic. Jammage. It's probably gonna take at least 2 of these. Okay, 2, 3. There were 2 of them. Yeah, they just have a lot of hit points, the barbarians enemies. Alright. Now to get out of this training ground area. Go back to this center area. Now that I have the key. I actually don't know. Are there wraiths in here? Or are they just spiders? No riddle on this one, just need a key. No enemies. Odd. You found the jewel, the so-called Heart of Selene, that will protect the people from Eldenroot. You only have to bring it to the roller there. I do think it's a bit weird that, like, we came in here to steal this lady's life force. And, pretty much the people of the town want to keep her life force. Not to kill her, but they want to hold it hostage. So that she doesn't attack them with spiders. I mean, I guess that works. It just feels a bit wrong. Alright, back on the first level. Unfortunately, I can't get out of here unless I use pass wall. And I hear wolves. Yeah, unfortunately the enemies respawn in the game when you go up and down levels. So I'm gonna fight my way through spiders to get the hell out of here. I do like that when you exit a dungeon, the idea that there are enemies basically blocking your exit out. Like, the modern games feel a little bit weird because you fight your way to the end and there's a boss and you get their treasure and you get that treasure and then you just sort of walk out of the dungeon with it. Shouldn't there be somebody there that's like, I don't know, gonna block your way out? You have to fight your way out of a place? I kind of like that idea. Okay, back to Eldenroot. So we give this life force jewel to the queen, and then they tell us finally where the Elden Grove is. But that's another part of the main quest, so unless the wheel tells us to go there, we'll see. Inscribes the location of the Elden Grove somewhere in the Valenwood province onto your map. Thank you. Elden Grove is actually one of the easier dungeons, too. At least the second half of it. Okay, now I have a staff I need to get repaired before I do anything else. So, where is the nearest shop? Store? Southwest? Everything seems southwest today. Ideally, what I'm looking for is like an inn next to a shop, because it takes 10 days for stuff to be repaired. And so if you can go to the shop, give your item to the guy, he says it takes 10 days, and you go immediately to an inn and sleep for 240 hours and then come right back. And that's what I'm going to do. This store is Legolas's quality merchandise. And it's in Valenwood, the Wood Elves. I wonder what they were referring to there. Alright, I need you to repair my staff. And you might as well repair both of them. Because I'm not doing anything right now. Oh, it's foggy. Wrong way. Hello, I need to get a room for how many days? 10. 100 gold for 10 days. How long you want to camp for? I want to camp for 240 hours. You are very refreshed. You're very well rested. Back to Legolas's place. Give me my staff back, thank you, and give me my other staff back, thank you. I'm a little concerned that they break that frequently, though. I mean, I'm glad I have two, but in some of the dungeons later, I might have some trouble. Alright, save again in the town. Mark off the next, I guess re-randomize for a new task. I'm really surprised the game crashed. I'm still thinking about that. Let's see if the wheel works on here again. Yep. I guess they just had a temporary problem. And another miscellaneous quest. I don't know if I have enough of a reputation yet, but I gotta go back to Elsewhere. So it's Elsewhere, Newmore Walk or something like that. There we go. Small town. This is the smallest of towns in the game, but it's still big. Oh, it's nighttime? Right. Gotta find an inn. A Wraith in town, really? Yeah, I'm level 12, so this is gonna start happening now. I like how that guy just stood there and watched a Wraith attack me. Thanks, dude. I'm not gonna sleep for 10 days, though. Just, what time is it? It's 5 in the morning, so like 3 hours. Sleep on the bar. 2 hours have passed. I think I better sleep for another hour. Yeah, all these people in the bar you can't really interact with. They just say, like, random things. I'm trying to have a life, go away. Talk to the bartender, Dark Elf. He's the only one at the Silver Chasm with information, and that is correct. At least in Daggerfall, all the people can be interacted with a little bit more. But it's kind of like a dead space where this is the only guy of any importance. You. Where do you know about work? I wish I could help you, friend. Work's hard to find here. That may be a clue. I mean, sometimes there is nothing. But it could be that the palace has a quest for me. I think there's 2 people in one area here. It's tough to live here without money. It's tough to live anywhere without money. Work's hard to find. You're looking for work? Well, that's just what we will need. Another destitute Dark Elf. The Khajiit here are mean. Alright, I'm going to go to an inn and talk to the innkeeper and see if he refers me to the palace. Rumors work. Yep. Well, if I had the money, I'd hire you myself to go kill Morlelius, that bloody stone golem that feeds on our village like a bloody leech. The innkeeper breaks a glass in his anger. No one wants to visit Newmar Walk while that stone golem is around. Tell you what, go volunteer for the Lord's Huntsman. If you kill Morelius, you're not a volunteer, but a hero worthy of rewards beyond the wildest avarice. It's such weird language for a bartender, but... We're going to the palace, so where is this? Stone Golem is a strong enemy. Northeast. So it's going to be a dungeon delve quest to go and kill a specific monster. These quests are a lot more fun than the just roaming around town ones. I welcome you to my village. Your arrival is fortuitous, for I have a favor to ask. If you would slay something for me, I would be happy to reward you in gold. Would you be interested in hearing more? Let me guess, it's a stone golem. My birthday is coming. Okay, this is weird. As if in mockery, Morelius the stone golem has come to my lands to feed. It's weird that a stone golem feeds. It has slain all the hunters I have sent after it, but where it has come from its lair is to the west of my village. You must go there and kill it for me. Alright, what are you paying me? 1,200 pieces of gold. Alright. Location has been inscribed on my map. Save as town 2 before I go there. Morelius. Morelius's lair, which is to the east of where his village is. Not to the west. It's time to find him. Now, they're usually the enemies at the very bottom of the dungeon, and they sort of give you a warning when you're close. So, it's going to be sort of a quest to find the bottom part of the dungeon. So I'm going to go south. Okay, orc in my face. Big disgrace. Three gold pieces. I was going to try and go south, but I don't see a pathway there. So we'll go east. And that's a dead end. Okay, so then west. Alright. So I'm looking for is a blue dot in an alcove like this. And usually they're directly west, east, and north of each other. Well, it's not going to be north or south, I don't think, because these are the walls of the outer walls of the dungeon. So it's got to be directly west. That's assuming there is multiple floors. It could be just a one-level dungeon. But it feels like these quests normally have multiple levels. My shield went down, didn't it? Get that back up. Yeah, it should be around here somewhere. Bracelet. Torque. Good magic items. Yep, there it is. How do you get to it, though? Down here? No. Oh. Of course. They love to attack you when you're down in those ditches because you can't hit them, but they can hit you. Alright, so south. Go around this way, there it is. Here we go. You sense the stone golem is nearby. I'm gonna bring up Shalador's mirror because they like to use shock magic, and so it's usually not going to be far from when you get that message. It said he was nearby. They do tend to be in a room. So like a door. Here we go. Not in here. Another one. that room either. Where are you hiding? Lots of treasure. There's the 2 rooms I just checked. Gotta be somewhere close, though. I'll go a little bit further west. I guess if this is a room. I don't think this counts as a room. Not in this area. Southwest. Here's a room. Where's the stone golem? Gotta be east. Check the southeast. Jump over the river or pond or whatever that is. Okay, that's weird. Somebody's cast. Oh, there he is. Okay. So I should be reflecting his spells. So I'm kind of letting him hit me, which might be stupid. Okay. Let's do this. Jump over there. And get personal with him. Oh, he's whacking the shit out of me. I can't get out of the water. Uh-oh. Okay. Shield? Can we get some shield? How about this? Alright, I brought my shield back up. He's still whacking the shit out of me, though. I told you these guys would be tough. Definitely the toughest enemy I think I've encountered. Boom. Used magic. So I didn't get any message that he was the stone golem I was supposed to kill. There's a possibility that you could have multiple ones. And that you need to kill the right one. So I'm going to save it. Let's do dungeon 1. Just in case that ends up not being the right one. Because if I have to come all the way back here. They're like, yeah, you killed the stone golem, but that wasn't Morelius or whatever. That would suck. Alright, back east. Dead end. I have to take that weird long route. I was hoping to find a shortcut. You gotta go east, north, south, east, north. Alright, back to New Marwalk. And usually once you complete the quest, the NPCs will say something about it. If you ask them, they'll be like, hey, I heard that some crazy dark elf went and killed Morelius and saved the town. but they don't seem to know it's you. Is Morelius the stone golem dead at last? No other village in the province was able to destroy this monster, but thanks to you, New Marwalk will be called the village that slew Morelius. You guys didn't do shit. You have certainly earned you 1,200 gold, good dark elf. Take it and go in peace. I always think it's funny with these quests, and pretty much all the Elder Scrolls games, but also in just RPGs in general. They always take your word for it, that you're not lying. Like, hey, I went and killed the guy. Sometimes they bring something back that might indicate that you did the deed, but other times they don't. They just take your word for it. Oh yeah, and sometimes they know. They're like, I heard that you were successful. Like, who the hell told you? I was the only one down there. Who was hiding down there that told you that I completed that quest? You had someone spying on me? Alright. So that was actually fun. That was only the second roller quest, I like to call them. Alright, let's see what we get now. Alright, just a good old-fashioned random dungeon again. Yeah, the stone golem has me a little bit worried, though, because I'm like, he kind of beat the crap out of me for a little bit. Do I need some better shield or better magic? Maybe not. I do need the... rest up. I might do it in the wilderness, though. So it's not snowing anymore here. So I think I've been to that dungeon. So I'm not going to go to that one. I'm going to keep going south for a bit further. See if I can find a different one. Take a look. Okay, so I went to this one, but I think it's the same dungeon with two different doors, so I don't want to choose that one, I don't think. I think it's the same place, it just has two different entrances. We walk through that guy's farm. Here we go. Going in. Nice. And they have raised areas. So these raised areas, if you rest on them, you don't get attacked by enemies, usually. And I didn't. Some old abandoned fort or something like that. This lock would prove a good challenge. Oh, I got it. Ooh, Wraith. Okay. Let's start using some magic against these guys. There we go. Get some good experience for killing Wraiths, but they're some of the most annoying enemies in the game. And the fact that I'm seeing a lot more of them tells me that I'm kind of mid to high level already. Level 12 is usually you can beat the game once you get to like the teens. So, oh, who's attacking me? Yeah, so if it's spawning wraiths, I'm sort of in the mid to late levels. Failure. Break it down. But then I'm getting spawns of skeletons still, so that's not like too crazy. I got too much shit. Let's at least dump some of this stuff that doesn't sell for much. All these red things are unenchanted weapons that sell for like 5 to 10 gold. I'm also curious what some of these other things are. So it's a crystal. I got a ton of bracelets. So this one I know is an ebony bracelet, even though it's not identified, because if you right click it, it tells you -5 to armor rating or whatever. If I right click my ebony bracelet, it's the same thing. So then this one says +10 to willpower, -2, that one's kind of garbo. -4 sells for a lot. Strength. I feel like I need the protection more than the offensive output. So could probably get rid of that. Get rid of this one. -2, -1, garbo. +20 to agility. That might be better than what the ebony torque gives me, because if your agility goes up, you have a higher chance for enemies missing you. So it might be better than protection. So this is -16 with this one equipped. Oh, no, -15. So the ebony one is still better. And then, of course, I have 75 potions of healing, just in case. That weigh nothing. Alright, more minotaurs. Took my shield down. Yeah, really the loot at this point is just magic items. That's the only thing that is useful to me. I have a shit ton of gold, so really don't need to pick up the gold pieces, but still check the treasure piles for some useful magic items. I had to pick a lock just to get out. That's interesting. Heard it works. Okay. Oh, that was it. Nothing too crazy there. But another random dungeon down. It's now 5 in the Elsewhere area. New task. I'm kind of rooting for main quest because I know my character's strong enough to do some of those. Oh, it's going to be close, but it's just short.
Miscellaneous quest.
Alright, another miscellaneous quest it is. Let's see if it tells me I need to kill another monster or something. It may not give me one because it could be that I just did that big one. They might not have another one ready for me. What are we doing? It is nighttime though. Spooky nighttime music. Let's sleep next to this pot. They're making soup. What time is it? 7 in the evening? Okay, so we're gonna have to rest for like 13 hours. And they always move you to a room, so even if you sleep next to if you sleep on the tables or something, they'll move you to a room. It's like you got drunk and fell asleep on the table and somebody just carried you to bed. Alright. Do you know anything about work? I don't know if this will interest you, but it's got income potential. Just south of here is the haunted chasm. Look for a highly aggressive person named Lady Sincure. Checking out all the tough-looking characters who walk in. Okay. She could be checking out the tough-looking characters for other reasons. What was the name of that place? I don't remember. What was the name of that inn? What can you tell me about it? Oh, Haunted Chasm. Yeah, because I couldn't say it. Now I can't remember. It's an inn north of here. Okay. This isn't it, though. That's Devil's Golem. Was it on my map? Silver Chasm? Was that it? Or are there multiple chasms? I don't think this was it, was it? Okay, here we go. Now this is somebody else talking to me. An aristocrat named Fatima signals you to speak in a whisper. I need your help. If this letter isn't at the order of the one prophet, my life ain't gonna be worth a copper. Okay. So we're taking a letter to a temple. I don't know what happened to the lady that was in the other chasm, but We're doing this quest. Need to know where the Order of the One is. Order of the One Prophet. Southeast. Yeah, I can find places that I can pronounce better. Why are you in the dark? Here's a letter for you from Fatima. Here are your 180 gold pieces. Thank you. Boom. Miscellaneous quest done. It's funny we talk about the simplicity of like some of the quests in this, but like really in Skyrim, some of them are just as simple. It's just here, take this to here to here. So they still have those simple quests. A lot of miscellaneous quests here. And if you just join in, and you're like, what the hell's this guy doing? I'm Catfish. I'm doing a, I guess, random playthrough, you might call, of all the Elder Scrolls games, and I'm starting with the first one here, which is Arena, which was released in 1994, 32 years ago. And what I did earlier when we started the game was randomize a character. So I got a dark elf mage, which is a really good class to have in the game. So I kind of lucked out there. And then every task I do is then randomized. So I'll do a task on this wheel here and then randomize and get another one. And it just keeps the game fresh for me. I have a lot more fun with these types of open world games if I kind of do this kind of thing, and I don't know. It usually forces me to play the game differently sometimes than I would normally do if I had all the freedom to do whatever I wanted. Random dungeon again. The wheel is resisting the main quest. I'm level 12 and I've only gotten to... how many main quests have I gotten? Is it 6? So there's 18, so I'm 1/3 of the way through the game. And once I get the main quest done, then I'll move on. I'll go on to Daggerfall and basically do the same thing. Although Daggerfall's task list is a little bit more complicated. We got like factions in that game. This game doesn't have any factions that you can join, so it's really just limited to doing the random dungeons, doing these really simple miscellaneous quests. We did one where there was the king gave us a quest to kill a stone golem. That was a little bit more complicated. Then there's the main quest, and then there's artifact quests, which are pretty big dungeon delves. But you can only do one of those. You can only do an artifact quest if you don't have an artifact, and since I already have an artifact, they won't give me that quest no matter how hard I try, so only if I get rid of my artifact can I possibly have the opportunity to get another one. And that's it, really. There's not a whole lot. It's a huge game as far as the world, but not a whole lot you can do in the game. Originally, Arena was made by Bethesda to be sort of a combat arena game, so that's why it's called Arena. And if you look at the cover there, it sort of lies about what the game really is. It's got like a picture of 4 people, you know, as if they're gladiators gonna fight in an arena. That was like the original concept for the game. And they eventually found that the dungeon crawling aspect of the game, which was supposed to be a minor part, ended up being more fun. And so they got rid of the arena gladiatorial combat and replaced it and made it an RPG. And then just reduced it so that you're just one player. And they just give you this open world, and all of a sudden that concept, you know, this wasn't like a hugely popular game. It was like word of mouth, that people began to enjoy it. And they were like, you know what, you probably haven't heard of this game, but... And by the time Daggerfall came out, I think people were like, okay, these games are crazy big and they're kind of fun. And so Daggerfall's like tagline was Daggerfall, your new obsession. So they knew full well that like it was a game that was intended to be like thousands of hours poured into it. But Daggerfall was probably overambitious. And so it was so buggy as compared to this game. This game doesn't have too many bugs, although it did crash on me today, which was surprising. But you can kind of see in this game what the Elder Scrolls would become. There's not any skills in this game. You just get, it's like an experience points system. Mainly just from killing enemies. Thought that was a dungeon, but it's just a walled town. And so yeah, it's a very combat heavy focused game as opposed to maybe the later Elder Scrolls games, where you can do a lot of things that don't necessarily involve combat. This game is entirely centered around combat as far as leveling your character up. Alright, let's check the map. Oh, here we go. What is that? South and slightly southwest? I do recommend giving this a game a try, even if it looks kind of janky, and it is. Some of the controls are a little bit janky, but if you're into gaming history and stuff like that, it's a cool thing to try out. Alright, I think this is a bigger dungeon. Do my light spell. Alright, let's see what we got here. Treasure? An unidentified potion. I always like to drink the unidentified potions. They're usually never bad. I don't think there's bad potions, but it's just fun to drink them. Okay, it summoned orcs? No way. What did it actually do? I'm resistant to cold. So it was frost resistance. It just happened to coincide with orcs attacking me. Ooh, he's got a belt. I want to check out that belt. Oh, it's alright. I have all these bracelets? Oh yeah, I kept these. I need to sell them. Ooh, zombie. I always think they're wearing a tie. There's something weird about that. There's something weird about the way they look. It looks like they're wearing a red tie, but it's like a slash across their chest or something like that. So it's bloody. But it looks like a red tie. It looks like a zombie wearing a tie. They're dressed for the occasion. And another unidentified potion. Immediately getting attacked by people afterwards. Okay. The guy's wearing chainmail, but he's got like a six-pack that you can see through the chainmail. I think that's a bit odd. Definitely have a lot of that 90s RPG aesthetic of this game. I like it though. It's cool. I think the cover for the game is actually really cool too. If I'm not mistaken, they the picture of those four people on the cover, they did clean it up a little bit. You know, the lady there is wearing an eye patch for a bra, but I think at least the three guys behind her, if you enter like the arena in Oblivion, there's a poster that says something like join the arena, and I think it's got people posed just like that. I don't think it's the exact art, but it's definitely so similar that it's certainly a callback to this game. And it being in the arena in Oblivion, yeah. And I do love that about the games. Say what you will about Bethesda, but there's a continuity, and it's very subtle, but a lot of like callbacks to the old games. In Skyrim, for instance, there's a renditions of the tavern music from both this game and Daggerfall. If you listen carefully, um, it's the same theme. It's played differently. It's played like um, much more melancholy type of feel to it, but it's the same theme. And when I heard that, it's like I don't know, your gaming heart melts a little bit because you're kind of like, you're calling back something that I remember from the old games. You remember, you know. And I'm not sure there's a whole lot of game series that do that. You know, certainly I guess Zelda, but most of the Legend of Zelda games, the entire game itself is like a love letter to the previous games. In most cases. So it's a bit different. But I do like that. It's cool. Alright, so you see these little like alcoves, these upside down U's. I mentioned this before if you've been watching, but when it comes to these dungeons, they're always directly west, north, east, or south from each other. And there's usually only 4 at most. So, with that in mind, you know that basically where there's another alcove. And that's the only place that there can be stairs up or down. And so, pretty much, if I get to here and there's no stairs, then I know that this is a 1-level dungeon. And it's not like a super useful thing to know, but it can be when you get those quests like I did with the stone golem, that you have to go and kill a monster because the monster is always on the lowest floor. Speaking of monsters, the hairless minotaurs, and another bracelet. Is my shield still up? Yeah, okay. Usually with the random dungeons, I just try to find all those alcoves and get to the bottom floor and kind of explore it a little bit, and then basically call it completed. I don't want to explore. I knew there was another one. It's weird. You never have like a soul minotaur. It's always got a significant other with it. It feels like every loot pile is spawning enemies in this place. Unidentified potions? No idea what that did. And that just said success. You are silenced. Oh, that sucks. So that was like a poison. Why would I be silenced? but I'm also a non-target. So I can't use magic, but also nobody knows where I'm at. Alright, so where is that alcove? It's gotta be... Is there a way to get over there? No. Not in those rooms. I go around to the north. Weird. How do you get over there? Maybe this way? Either that or that way. Another unidentified potion, although I don't see it. I think it auto-identified it. It was probably healing or something. I think it auto-identifies... What the hell? Oh, he doesn't know where I'm at. I'm a non-target. I was smacking him, though. So I can continue to stay a non-target? I thought that you're only a non-target for as long as you don't mess with anybody. Success. You're a non-target, you are healthy. I'm not shielded, though. I haven't figured out how to get over there. It has to be down here and around. Yep. Yep, and the alcove's empty, so it's just a one-level dungeon. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. The non-target thing's pretty useful. The only bad side to that is that the only way to level up is to kill enemies. Although, if you can remain a non-target and just smack the crap out of people, then that's pretty awesome. Alright, see if we get main quest this time. So far in the game, I've gotten random dungeon, because I do keep count. I've gotten random dungeon 14 times, artifact quest once, miscellaneous quest 9 times, and main quest 6 times. So it's overwhelmingly been random dungeons. But the wheel I have is sort of weighted. So main quest is on here less. Main quest. Alright. Elden Grove time. We're going for a staff piece. This place is pretty cool. So we got riddles ahead too, since this is a dungeon with staff pieces. Or a dungeon with one staff piece. Let's check my equipment real quick. That staff is used. This one's new. I think we got enough. I think I can survive Elden Grove. Here we go. Elden Grove. The small, overgrown entrance to the Elden Grove stands before you, guarding secrets forgotten for ages. Somewhere within its misty corridors lies the third piece of the Staff of Chaos. So even though it's a dungeon, the first part of this is actually outside in the mist, so it feels dungeon-y, but it's only the second part that's actually truly a dungeon. Shielded. Okay, that's all I want to make sure. There's a bunch of wolves and stuff out here, but there's also ghosts and wraiths. The wolves aren't really a problem, but the wraiths... You have to navigate all these hedges and stuff. And the ghosts and the wraiths are hard to see because they actually blend in with the fog. See, I hear one now. I think it's a ghost. Yeah, see, look at that. It's so hard to see. There's a wraith. So this is a really tough one to navigate because there isn't as many walls. And so you can kind of see this and you're like, I have no idea where to go. Generally, I think you want to head east and sort of down. It might be north of the entrance, actually, so it's like somewhere in this area. But getting there, I think you have to approach from the north. Wolves somewhere. Who's throwing shit at me? Yeah, see, ghosts cast a spell that depletes your magicka. And as a mage, that's a problem. I got a problem with that. Okay, wolf. You just run into one. Really, the red eyes is the only thing you can see. And you got the wiggly plants to make you think that there's something there. Wolves. I think I'm on the right track. Yeah, so with the ghosts, I try to close the gap and just hit them with the staff so that they stop casting that spell. Oh. He took down my shield with like one hit. Let's go with that. Bring up the shield again. Arena's interesting. It's like you can't. The game is incapable of playing more than one sound effect at a time. So, like, sometimes you can't hear enemies and they can be whacking on you and you have no idea because it doesn't play the sound effect because it's playing some other sound effect. So a lot of times I'm taken by surprise. I'm honestly lost. Yeah, I shouldn't be this far west. I think what I need to be is here. So I need to go up here and go around and down. Getting lost in the mist. Having trouble with pronunciation today. Chasm. Elden Grove. Juniper berries. Okay, so down this way. Is this it? Nope, there's treasure. I'm looking for something like that though, with like different walls. Wraith. Yeah, I mean, I hit killing the Wraith and Ghost. Gives me a lot of experience. I'm gonna go willpower. Raises magic defense to 2. And I think with magic items I already have, that might be... Yeah, it's up to 86. By the end of the game, I want that 100, you know, because there's a lot of enemies that cast magic and they shoot the magic out like a machine gun. Like, they just mow you down. Is this it? Yep. Alright, so the second half of this dungeon is just much less difficult. You can get through this pretty quick. There are a bunch of mice. I keep calling them mice, but they're rats. Alright, I need light. I might actually rest. There's a zombie with a tie. Another zombie with a tie. Alright. Cached a shield. Right, so they're boats. There's a lot of water, but the boat helps. So I'm going to save. And then I'm going to cast Shalodor's Mirror because we're going to deal with a lot of wraiths. And take this boat. Move west. Until I can't go west any more than north. And then there's this platform with a door. Should be up here. Right here. Okay, there's the Wraith. He's not wanting me. He doesn't want me to get up here. It's here. That's where I want to go. jump over the boat. Nope, I'm stuck on the boat. And we should get our first riddle here. Here we go, riddle time. If you know the answer, go ahead and say so in chat, or just give it a go. Solve who I am by the riddle of this sign, and all good and evil within shall be thine. My second is performed by my first, and it is thought a thief by the marks of my hole might be caught. Who am I? You find it too confusing? I mean, riddles, that's what they're going to be. So my second is performed by my first, and it is thought a thief by the marks of my hole might be caught. Yeah, I don't think this is like super easy. You're not a hobbit who can solve riddles. This one's tough, I think. I guess the part to focus on probably is the thief part. So like what is something that a thief could be caught by? Like what's like something that's like a clue that would give away a thief, and then something like that, like a clue where there would be a pair. So my second is performed by my first. What they're talking about is the word itself, which is really confusing if you don't know the answer. So yeah, I'd say something that leaves a pair of something that a mark that a thief might leave behind, that it would be a pair. And so I think the first time I did this, I thought it was fingerprints, which is close. But then the more you think about it, then you're like, okay, it'd be a pair. So then it's footprints. So footprints is the answer. And so my second is performed by my first. The print is performed by the foot. So the first means foot and the second means print. Yeah, it's not super... It makes sense when you know it. And usually that's what's annoying about riddles, is you're like, oh, like the Laffy Taffy riddles, you're like, oh, that's terrible. But you understand. All right, let me see if I can type it in, because the key remapper I use forces me to hold down like Control or something to type this in. So footprint. I am not that. You may return again and meet, but this door only opens for the wisest of men. Do I have it wrong? I thought it's footprints. Maybe it's just footprint? I might have it wrong. Feet print? Footprint. I am not that. One moment, please. Just a moment. Streamer's just, getting a drink or something right now. You don't have to worry about it. It'd be really funny if the streamer said something like, oh, this is why this riddle is this, and explained it, only to find that it's not. I was close. Okay. I'm not wrong. But I am wrong. Alright, I gotta back up. Who am I? I'm not a footprint. I'm a footstep. Why does it say catfish? What happened? Foot step. I mean, I'm not wrong. A footfish. I don't know why it typed catfish. I tried to type one letter and it just put catfish in there. Without the C, so it was atfish. Footstep. Alright, now there's a wraiths in here. Do I still have the mirror up? I don't. I want the mirror. Shalador's mirror so I can reflect all these fireballs that you're sending at me. That one's already dead. That one's dead. Okay. Some treasure over there. Alright, let's see what the suggestive message is. This time, I grab the staff. The third piece of the Staff of Chaos melds onto the other two with a low hum. The throbbing of the ebony rod is faster now, as though hungry to be reunited with its brethren. I did mention this before that some of the messages were suggestive. Or at least I felt they were suggestive. The choice of words is slightly odd to me. The throbbing of the ebony rod. Alright. They're not wrong, but it's just a weird choice of words. Alright, back in the boat. Let's get the hell out of here. You actually have to solve a riddle to get out of here, too, so we're not done with the riddles. Alright, south. I think there's more wraiths on this way down here. I'm just going to speed on by. Speedboat. Jump out. I'm going to rest here next to this candle.
You have done well. I had thought you lost to me. The third piece of the staff is yours. Rumors have been whispered about in the Empire. I think Tharn senses that the pieces come together. You must take care to not be discovered by him. Your death would be most unpleasant. I have divined the location of the fourth piece of the staff. It lies in the halls of Colossus, a structure built to honor a race of giants, though none have been seen in the land for ages. It is said that the halls of Colossus sat perched on a cliff overlooking the Great Divide, which is along the southern edge of Tamriel. Perhaps the halls are near that coastline. I only wish I could offer you more. Fare thee well, my friend, and find this place for the sake of our loved ones.
Your death would be most unpleasant. That lady there actually worked on the game. She's one of the developers. Okay. Rats. Alright, so the way out is through this door. And it doesn't look like a door, but there's a hidden door here. And it's a long riddle. Long riddle. This hollow shall be your tomb, for there is no other passage out. Should you answer correctly, you are free. Should you not, prepare to join the lost souls of Elden Grove. Elvish mithril and Argonian silver, crumble I can. But first I improve all created by man. I devour all things, bird and beast, serfs and kings. Through my pace is even, or though my pace is even, men curse my speed, wishing I were lazier in their hour of need. I can creep and crawl, or rush, or even fly. I am all thou hast. Tell me who I am. I feel like this one's easier just because they give you so much more to work off of. And so, like, you can kind of break it down. It's nice when a riddle's more than like 2 sentences. And so, yep, time. That is correct. I am all thou hast. Time. And that is the correct answer this time. I was correct. You are correct. We're all correct. Who's hitting me? Come out of here and get attacked by wolves. Okay, so all the enemies respawn as usual. So I gotta find my way out, which is just as hard. North. Let's do the mirror. Wraith. I'm just gonna let him go ahead and hit me with fireballs. Go ahead. Yeah, kill yourself. Oh, wrong way. I hate these statues. I thought that was a dude. Okay. Oh, you want to hit me with fireballs? Go ahead. I might not. I don't have the mirror up anymore. He's kicking my ass. Okay. Stop it. Mirror. And go with my shield again. Now go ahead. Oh, he's coming. He's just gonna come right up to me. Maybe I'm messing around too much. I'm trying to kill them with the mirror. I think I'm gonna have to make my own mirror spell that lasts longer. Oh, I'd leveled up, didn't I? I don't think I ever updated the graphic. Wait, level 13? Yep. I have entered the teens. Alright, I gotta meander my way west and south. My goodness. I'm trying to go west, but there we go. Damn wolves. They are easy to kill, though, so. Alright. Escaped. So that was Elden Grove. It's not too bad, but at least the foggy part sucks. So the next one, she mentioned the Halls of Colossus, so those are in Elsewhere, but we'll see if the wheel gives us main quest back to back. It may.
Miscellaneous quest.
Miscellaneous quest. It's always nighttime. I don't have any magic either. Although, why are people out at night? What time is it? It's 1 in the morning. What are you guys doing? This is weird. I haven't restarted the game in a while. It could be one of those things where the game's acting up because, like, it's playing daytime music. It's 1:50 at night. Yeah, I'm gonna save it. Town 1. And restart the game. It's never a bad idea to do this every once in a while. Because if you don't, sometimes the game will start giving you, like, quests that you just can't complete. They'll be like, this was due yesterday, type of things like that. And then people start getting mad at you. Alright, so we got nighttime music now. People are still out. I wonder if I can go in the shops. Nope. They're still locked up. At first I was like, are there eclipses in this game? Like, it shouldn't be dark. Yeah. Midnight party. Oh, and we're gonna get a quest immediately. Before you reach the bar, a very influential aristocrat called Old Faraba signals to you and speaks in a conspiratorial whisper. You're the one I'm looking for. I need you to escort my aunt to the Order of the One Prophet. In the middle of the night? I don't even know if the temple's open at night. I'll try, though. I was gonna go to sleep. Order of the One Prophet is down here. So southeast. In the middle of the night. How's escorting this person to the Prophet of One? No, it's locked. Damn it. Alright, lady, we're gonna have to go and get a room together. Right next door. At the Flying Ogre. Get a room. I'll get a double this time since I have this person with me. Not gonna be a creep. And then we'll sleep on the bar. Only for 6 hours, though. Okay. Why won't you take this lady off my hands? Is this is temple? Oh, it's the wrong place. That's why. He's like, I don't have anything business with this person. I went to the wrong church. There we go. I can see Catfish protected you well against the annoyances. And deserves the 260 gold pieces. Alright, I'm gonna go to the shop before doing something else. And yes, you're reading that right. I do have 70,000 gold. Money is not hard to come by after a certain point in this game. Although some of the items can be expensive. I think like the best items in the game are like certainly in the 10,000s. Do you have anything good? No. How about that? Another random dungeon. They never get old. Okay. Oops, we're not generating a character. Okay. Yeah, the good thing about the random dungeons is they're just safer ways of leveling up. Now, which way to go? Because I feel like I've gone a lot of different directions here. I'm trying to go west. This is Elsewhere. This is the land of the Khajiit. And if you notice, well, the Khajiit don't look like cat people in the game. They're said to have cat-like appearance a little bit, but they're mostly human-looking. Which isn't like... It feels like they've retconned that a little bit. As far as the lore goes, where I guess Khajiit can have a different look depending on like the moon phases when they were born. So like they can look like lions, they can look like tigers, they can be more human-like. There are Khajiit that are like completely cat. They're like Khajiit that are like just house cats. It's kind of like complex. It does make it a bit of a problem though for the series, as far as some things making sense, but I think the Elder Scrolls Online kind of touches on it a little bit. And so I guess, like, the explanation is that the Khajiit in this game are one of the types of Khajiit there could be, even though we don't see any of the actual cat-like Khajiit. Ooh, we got a couple different choices here. So we got one north and south. I'll go with the one north, I think. This is a crypt. Yep. I think it is. It does feel like most people when they play Elder Scrolls games like can't resist making a Khajiit or an Argonian on their first character. And I don't blame them. But I think my first character, so I played Oblivion was my first Elder Scrolls game. And I think I was a Wood Elf. A Wood Elf assassin. It is kind of funny that, but I think Oblivion was like the game that forced me to think about computer upgrades for like the first time in my life, like more seriously, and like building an actual computer myself that'd be able to play the game. Because previous to that, I don't know that I played anything that was like super intense on a system. I played a lot of racing sims and stuff like that. But I didn't mind turning down like the detail on the games because it was more about the racing aspect. But when it came to Oblivion, I was like, I don't want to play the game, you know, with like shitty details. I wanted to play the game on like ultra settings, and so I think that's when I started like investing in graphics cards and because that game was a bit of a resource hog. It still is, too. It's still hard to get the frame rate good. Okay, another random dungeon down. The crypts are pretty quick to explore. There's not a whole lot in this. We're finally getting out of this place. Nice. Okay, so this changing town city is like changing the hub in which I do all these quests and random dungeons and stuff. So we had been in Newmar, Walk, Elsewhere for quite a while there. And now we're going to change hub. So I have a second wheel here. If it loads, there we go. It has all the names of all the towns. Oh, I turned into 70s Catfish again. Welcome to the 70s. I'm a hippie catfish. So I'll keep the hippie apparel for the rest of the stream, since I did it by accident. I actually have the 90s necklace underneath this. Where was I? Oh yeah, this lists all the towns and cities in the game, and villages. And so even though you can't read it, it'll bring up the name here, but there's a lot of places in the game, so. Spin. I don't even know why. Did I type 7 for some reason? That's usually what happens. Oh, I did. I pressed 7 because that was the 7th random dungeon in Elsewhere. So I was putting that in my checklist. Riverpoint Hammerfell. Silverpoint Hammerfell is our new hub. Of course, that could change, and I can end up having a whole new place. But let's see what the wheel says. Live by the wheel, die by the wheel. Yep, we're gonna change to another one. You know what? No, I'm not gonna change to another one. So usually my rule is if I hit that twice, the rule is you can't have this twice in a row. So we just respin. There needs to be at least one in between. And we're going main quest. So we got another big dungeon. Alright. This one's a little bit tricky too, so... I don't particularly like this dungeon. It has a bunch of weird stuff about it. As you will see. And it's certainly a bit of a maze. This will be the first main quest dungeon that actually has 3 levels, and the 3rd level is just a pain in the ass. But, alright, switching over. Gonna be 70s Catfish for this one. The name of this place doesn't even fit on my, sticky note. The Temple of Agamanus. And we're actually going back to the land of the Khajiit. Well, I guess I never left. Okay, so we're going to Corinth. And I bet it's nighttime. No, it's not nighttime. Okay. And I think what I'm looking for is... Is it the Mages Guild? You can actually ask about the Halls of Colossus. That's interesting. Where is the Mages Guild? Okay, fine, don't tell me. Where is the Mages Guild? What is happening? Finally. Okay, pretty sure it's southeast of here. Everything is southeast of you. Oh, I actually see it. Hey, there's a mage. They purposely make the entrances hard to get to. Alright, so we're gonna ask the mage, you are Catfish. That's what he says. Word of your inquiries concerning the Halls of Colossus have spread through the city. I'm not sure how, I didn't ask anybody about the Halls of Colossus. Have come to my attention. I am somebody with a weird name, Lore Master of the Mages Guild here in Corinth. Perhaps we can help each other. A few days ago, a band of warrior priests from the Temple of Agamanus attacked the guild. They claimed they had stolen that we had stolen from them a stone tablet that was sacred to their sacrament. In truth, we found the tablet amongst ruins from here. I don't care about this part. So the tablet shows the location of the halls of Colossus. So we need to get this tablet. It's funny, it says, "Will you agree to help me?" And it says YN. I think they left, the developers left YN there to signify that it was a yes or no question, but they never took it off. I will help you, but I have no choice. You are brave and fair, and I humbly thank you. Temple of Agamanus. It's a 3-level dungeon. I don't think the first level's too bad. Oh, okay, there's immediately get attacked by people. Alright, we're gonna use my Jamage spell. Boom. Knock out the welcoming party. There's another one. What is going on? Oh. More spiders. That's what you put in dungeons. Secret wall. Now I think there's going to be a gauntlet of hellhounds here. So we'll put the mirror on. You good? You're able to reflect spells. You're healthy, but you're not shielded. Now I'm shielded. Let's check the map. Doors galores. We want to go southeast. Yeah. Yeah, the mirror. Go ahead. Kill yourself. Yeah, my shield is not lasting as long, you know, as I'd like. Alright, second level. I'm going to do a couple things to make this easier. Yeah, ghosts are really hard to see. So this wall here I'm going to take down with my pass wall spell. So you can destroy walls in this game. Break the wall down. And that's gonna cut out a bit of the dungeon. Oh man, they're mowing me down. Okay, we need... Yeah, healing's fine. But I need the mirror. You don't have enough spell points. Oh shit. Okay, I'll do a regular shield. There we go. I need a place to rest. I think there was... No? Oh, another one. Alright, I'm just gonna rest in the hallway. I'll probably get attacked, but...
Why do you choose to align against me?
Why do you choose?
To destroy you. Even as each piece of the star comes into your possession, it becomes easier to find you. And I have done just that. Face my creatures if you dare. I am through toying with you.
Who did he send? Sometimes he sends like rats, but then sometimes he sends like fire demons. Oh, he sent a lady. And my staff broke. Switch into the backup. Alright, resting again. Skeleton. Troll? Alright. Let's go light. And shield. And mirror. I'm going the wrong way. I want to go north. Yeah, this is the first dungeon where the difficulty ramps up. The game's like, you got through the Elden Grove. Alright. Now we're going to start throwing some crap at you. The funny thing is the Halls of Colossus are really easy if you have Pass Wall. But the Temple of Agamannus sucks. And then there's a part of Temple of Agamannus here on the 3rd floor that really sucks. That if you don't have Pass Wall, it could break your game. And so... yeah. So I'm definitely going to make a lot of use of Pass Wall, including here. Cut out some of the more dangerous areas with water. I'm going to need to rest again. There's a bunch of skeletons around here. There they are. Skeletons are no problem though. I can beat down a bunch of skeletons. Check the map. Yeah, if you don't go past wall here, you kind of have to go through here, and there's like spiders and water, and if the spiders paralyze you while you're in the water, it's instant death, so just not going there. Where I want to go through is this door. Which is hidden. Sneak around that side. Alright, now here's the part that sucks. So if you go down under here, these little like water areas, eventually you get to a point where there's a ghost that spawns up above you, and he traps you in the water and you can't move, and he just hammers the crap out of you and you die. Like you get stuck in the water and there's nothing you can do. So the only way around that is to like cast pass wall all the way down so you don't get stuck. But I'm kind of out of magicka, so I need to rest. There's enemies nearby. Where? Making shit up. Where? Oh, you know what? I can rest up here, right? Where are these enemies? Oh, maybe that's where they're at. There we go. Alright. We'll go light. I think I'm gonna go levitate too. So if I go levitate, and I can come here and use pass wall. It might not be this part. It might actually be a little bit further down. But now that I'm levitating, I'm kind of forced to do this. I just kind of want to keep dumping walls to the southwest. Wall dumping. It's kind of a cool feature that you can destroy walls in the game. You can destroy floors too, but that's far less useful. Yeah, I think one more. I haven't seen the ghost. Oh, not here. I think I went around him now. Oh, there's a wraith. Okay. I don't even know what some of these do. This mark. Failure. Failure. I don't know what that does. You are levitating. I don't know what that crystal does. So we do have a riddle in this one. Riddle time, Elder Scrolls riddles. This one's not too bad. So answer this riddle and proceed into this vault. I am daily in Elsewhere and in Skyrim. At times do all the world explore. Since time began, I've held my reign, and shall till time is nevermore. I never in my life have strolled in garden, field, or park, yet all of these are sad and cold if I'm not there and it is dark. That was kind of hard to read. I daily am in Elsewhere and in Skyrim. At times do all the world explore. Since time began, I've held my reign, and shall till time is nevermore. I never in my life have strolled in garden, field, or park, yet all of these are sad and cold if I'm not there and it is dark. You said sun? Yep. You got it. You're Riddler. Sun. You've spoken well, enter. Are there no enemies in here? I thought there'd be an enemy in here. Alright, there's the tablet. No weird messages with this one, it's just you found the tablet. And if you take it back to the Mages Guild, they can decipher the location of the Halls of Colossus. Alright, now we gotta get out of here. We got weird scary noises. I'm gonna save it just in case that ghost comes out of nowhere and I get stuck. I could cast Levitate, but Levitate's a little bit annoying because of the bouncing. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and rest up on here again. You can't, there's enemies. I don't want to rest. I do want to rest. Light. I'm shielded. Open this fake door. And go north. Who's attacking me? More skeletons. Jeffrey and the skeletons. Alright, I need the mirror again. Reflect these hellhounds that are going to be up here. I'm just going to go. We got goals. Die, please. More hellhounds. You know what I'm going to use that I haven't used is that artifact that I keep forgetting I have. Which should keep me resistant to spells, at least. Alright, now I want to go... right where this guy's standing. No, I don't want to go this way. I want to go up one. Here. Pass wall. The walls get repaired if you go up and down floors. Take this gold. Back to floor 1. Nice, the reflected worked. Back through all the rooms where there was some spiders and other hellhounds. Excuse me. Should be a fake wall here. And then the welcome committee should have respawned, I think. Oh, I need to go back. I don't want to go through here. Yeah, there they are. Jamage. Yeah, you guys get all close, so when I do this... Mad stuff. Death. Must get out of this place. Oh, I gained a level right before I left. Just 3 bonus points this time. I'm gonna give him the willpower. Let me update this to level 14. And go back to Corinth. Oh, I left. Of course, it's nighttime. So now I gotta find an inn. A shop. A temple. Yeah, I thought I heard somebody. Nights are dangerous. Okay. Do we know where any inns are? No. Here we go. Restless Bird. Excuse me, I'm gonna sleep on this table. Still 4 in the morning. I'll sleep for 4 more hours. One of the things I like about the game is how fast time passes when you sleep. Just instantaneous. In the newer games, you have to like watch the time tick by like real slowly. Where the hell's the exit? Is it? It's in the dark. Alright, Mages Guild up here. This guy's gonna give us the location of the Halls of Colossus, which is the next main quest, and that one's actually not too bad. That's one of the easier ones. I see you've recovered the stone tablet, Catfish. A few moments later, he inscribes the location of the Halls of Colossus, somewhere in the province of Elsewhere, onto your map. There's some people who criticize the Elsewhere province because it's elsewhere, and they think it's a bit corny. I guess it is, but I don't have a problem with it. Well, folks, that is the end of the stream today. Thank you for joining. Hope you had as much fun as I did. You probably didn't, but hey, thanks for showing up. You don't mind giving a follow or like, depending on whether you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch. Lets me know if I'm doing it good or if you like what I'm... If you like the 70s Catfish. Any feedback helps. And I'm gonna go ahead and raid out. I'm gonna go ahead and raid Little Mixer. I like his stream. He's got a lot of cool. I hope he's not offended when I say this, but he sounds like Sheldon on The Big Bang Theory. He doesn't have that kind of personality, but he reminds me of him just the way he sounds. But his gameplays are really fun, and it looks like he's playing some NES games. Looks like Star Wars. But I'll see you guys next time. Next stream is Tuesday, and we'll continue with Elder Scrolls Arena. Catch you later.
Next, unfortunately for you. Welcome in, Bubby. How you doing? We're fighting Darth Vader with... He's holding a blaster, and he won't use his lightsaber, apparently, unless you get really close. That happened earlier, and I died. So I think this is the right strategy to use. Basically, you just need to cheese everything in this game. Because you die so often, it's so easy to lose a life. Alright, so like one more hit and he's dead. Maybe two. Got him. Okay, Obi-Wan taught me well. That's right. He taught me the cheese strats. Alright, let's heal. Make sure we stay full health. Everything. Alright, we're good. We're getting a raid. Astounded Catfish. Welcome in. What's going on, man? How you doing today? Hope your day's going good. Hope you had a good stream. Welcome aboard. I've seen and played Resident Evil so much I speed run it in my sleep. I know, that's how like 99% of people seem to be. They just keep playing it. No, that wasn't actually Vader. That was like Vader form number 3. We're about to get back to number 4 after he pushed me in a pit. Thank you for the raid, man. I hope you're having a good day. What did you play on your stream today? We're working on this jank-ass Star Wars game that's not very good. Okay, so that was the wrong way. Bubby, welcome in. Hope your day's going good as well. You know, here on my channel, we like making fun of popular games, or at least I do. I like making fun of real popular games. Everybody else loves them, and I play stupid crap like this. Because I'm curious about these kind of games. I like to see what they're all about. Even if they're not good, I'm willing to play them. All right, let's kill the stormtroopers. Let's get some health back. I'm not full health, I don't think. I don't want those guys to respawn. They don't drop health. Love to see them produce a high-budget film version of this game. Oh, I'd love it. I'd love to see how absurd it could get. Elder Scrolls Arena, the first janky game. Really? Elder Scrolls Arena? Okay, I've played a little bit of that. I mostly played Daggerfall, though, which was the second one in the series. I played a lot of that one when I was a teenager. I beat it, but man, that took some work. Those dungeons in the game are awful. But Arena, I'm not like overly familiar with. But that's what got the whole thing started with the Elder Scrolls series. So hope you had fun with that. Yeah, no, not Elden Scrolls. We're not playing Elden Ring. All right, so there's going to be a Vader that shows up here somewhere. It happened last time, and I fell off. Okay, is he not gonna come after me? Can I hit him from here? No. I can. Well, I guess we're just gonna do this. Okay, so that was my fault last time. I moved too much. I started going crazy jumping around because I panicked. And so I should have just stayed still last time. So maybe he doesn't jump on the platform that you're on. Maybe that's the way this works. So I'm just gonna keep doing this until he dies. This is, I cannot believe this game, dude. I cannot believe this game. I know there's gonna be people in the future now that when somebody asks like what stream, like what game should I play on my stream? I bet some of you guys are gonna suggest this game to random people now, aren't you? You're gonna be like, the streamer's gonna be like, hey guys, I don't know what to play today. Anybody got any suggestions? And somebody's gonna be like, you know what? Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back on NES. Why don't you give that one a shot? I could see that coming. That will never happen. Bullshit, it's gonna happen. What in the heck is this fight? Welcome in, Caleb. I wish I could tell you. Like, the only way to win the fights in this game is to just pure cheese them. And the cheeses are honestly easy to find. This isn't like a complex exploit or anything. The Force is strong with you, young Skywalker. Okay, he's dead. All right, so that's Vader fight number 4, I believe. Welcome in, Caleb. This Vader has been lobotomized. I know. What? This game continues to astound me. Okay, I'm not really sure where to go here. Are we supposed to keep going left or down? No, if you go down, you die. What's up, Caleb? Welcome in. Luke, join me and together we will rule the NBA. The NBA. Really, the National Basketball